Welcome to Business Analysis, Entry Points and Jobs. This session is designed to help you to understand your best route into business analysis based on where you are now. This whole course was partly inspired by some of the posts I've seen on Facebook and other social media that demonstrate that there's quite a lot of misunderstanding and misinformation out there about how to get into business analysis. So this session will talk about various starting points, including graduate entry. You may enter business analysis from an IT role, or some people come from a pure business background and bring their business knowledge into the analyst role. All of those routes in are equally valid. So we'll look at those different ways in, look at possible strengths and weaknesses and how you might address any weaknesses, and also tell you a bit more about how business analysis sits within business organisations to give you a better understanding of the context and where the BA role sits. So ultimately, when you get an interview for a business analyst role, you'll be better placed and have a better understanding of how things fit together and what your role might involve. So, work through the slides that follow, and as ever, enjoy, and if you have any questions, simply get back to me. Welcome to Getting Started in Business Analysis, Entry Points and Jobs. There are a number of starting points into a business analyst job. All of them are equally valid, and of course, where you start depends on where you are now. So we're now going to cover each of these possibilities in turn. If you're in an IT role, whether it's programmer, system support, systems testing, business analysis is a common and understood career progression. And you'll have the advantage of already having some IT technical skills and knowledge. But you may need to work on your business knowledge in terms of general awareness or specific business areas, and possibly, depending on your current role, your communication skills. Many analysts enter the role from a pure business background without any specific IT knowledge or experience. This is because your business knowledge, both in general and in terms of specific business areas, will be highly valued. It will help understand requirements and understand business issues. But you may need to build up some knowledge of IT in terms of the fundamentals and maybe specific areas of technology. Graduate entry is another common entry point into business analysis, and your degree might be IT related, business related, or in principle in any subject. But bear in mind, you may need to be prepared to start in another role, possibly in IT support or testing, or as a junior analyst, before progressing into the full BA role. The advantages to a potential employer are that having a good high-level qualification shows you have the ability to learn, which is central to being a good analyst. But you may need to build up your general business awareness, knowledge of business areas, and you may well need to build up some knowledge at least of information technology. When you're looking at business analyst jobs, it's worth being aware that the terms used between different companies can vary. The first three here are pretty much equivalent to business analyst. The final one, analyst programmer, is a hybrid role where you'd spend part of your time doing business analysis, looking at requirements and so on, but part of the time working on the technical aspects of development. That could be a useful entry point for anybody who's currently in a pure development role who wants to progress, or possibly if you have an IT related degree. Here are 4 more job titles that might encompass the business analyst role. These may well involve looking at the business as a whole and business process improvement before moving on to the specifics of IT and IT projects. If you're looking for a business analyst job, it's worth understanding where business analysis sits within the business organisation as a whole, and it does vary. In some organisations, business analysts are very much part of the IT department and are generally recruited by career progression from within IT, but also from other areas of the business to bring in business knowledge. In some organisations, business analysis is not part of IT, but sits within the organisation as a whole, maybe as a part of another department such as finance or operations. And business analysts are recruited from the IT function and from other areas of the business. In some organisations, business analysis sits both within IT and within the business as a whole. Business analysts in the business will tend to be more focused on the high-level issues, business process improvement, business as a whole. And business analysts within IT will be more focused on projects, on IT projects to deliver business benefits. But in all cases, people for the business analyst role may well be recruited from outside the business as well as from within. Business analysis is an interesting combination of both technical skills and communication skills. Here are some of the more technical areas that you may need to apply as an analyst. Problem analysis means understanding problems within the business and going down to the root causes, not just the surface, and identifying areas for improvement and solutions. Stakeholder analysis, understanding the stakeholders, the people who will be sources of requirements and priorities and what they need. And then the slightly more technical modelling skills, often diagram based, that help you understand business processes and the underlying data of a business and how it's structured. Good communication skills are a major asset for the business analyst because so much of the job involves working with people. Now, everybody's different. To some, this comes quite naturally, but like all skills, communication can be learned and improved upon through training and experience. But here are some of the areas where you might apply those skills within a business or within a project. And one thing well worth bearing in mind, you may well already have some, maybe a lot of these skills already through previous experience, whether in your job, voluntary work, training and education. So make the most of these, work on improving them, but also think about what you've already done and incorporate that into your resume, particularly any examples where you've applied these in practice. So, some examples of analysis skills that can be acquired through other jobs. For example, you may have worked in a sales type role where you've done presentations, run meetings, written out customer specifications. You may have worked in a call centre dealing with customer queries or customer problems. So you've built up experience already of analysing problems, building rapport with people, and understanding what their requirements are, what they want. So think about this and see how you can apply it to your resume. One of the most common questions that I've heard and seen posted on social media is, do I need IT knowledge, IT experience for the BA role? And the answer is, slightly unhelpfully, yes and no. It depends on the role, but for some business analyst roles, this is not a requirement. You can enter business analysis without detailed knowledge of IT. But having said that, any knowledge you do have will be helpful, and try and build this up. Another common misconception is that you must have detailed knowledge of a specific business domain, or put more simply, a business area, to enter the BA role. And again, the answer is not necessarily. It depends on the job. Some BA jobs quite specifically require specific knowledge, particularly in areas like finance. But equally, some do not. They're more interested in your communication skills, general business awareness, and possibly qualifications. So it's not an absolute requirement, but as with IT knowledge, anything you do have is an advantage, and do try and build up at least your general business awareness and understanding of how business works.